Why I want to raise my kids in Ghana. I want to raise my kids in Ghana because Ghana is a very peaceful country. Based on my own experience, when my father moved me from Ghana, where I was free, I played around. As well, my social skills was really good because I interacted with a lot of kids growing up, and I was just a free-spirited person. And I did not know that I was black until I moved to America. As bizarre as it might sound to you, the concept of being black or white was not part of something I thought of for my day-to-day living. However, when I got to America, a lot of stuff happened. You become very conscious of your race, and you almost become like a second-class citizen based on the way they treat you, right? Being black is looked down on. Being black is obviously you are looked at as if you know you are a criminal based on the way the society functions outside West. Being black is like you're a dangerous person. That's how the perception works. And raising a kid has to be aware of all of this stuff. I remember when I was in high school, I think within my first year in America, I got stopped by the police at the train station before they checked my bag. Of course, I didn't have anything. But this is what they do. So if you're a black person, they will never stop a white person to do this too. If you're a black person, let's say I'm a kid who likes to play with knives, like, for whatever. Kids like to play and they have weird hobbies, even adults do. So they stopped me, and let's say I had a knife in my bag. Though it wasn't for any malicious intentions, this could have been the end of my successful life, really, because then I was going to get processed into the system that I carry knives around. And it's a whole system in the West. You can try your best to raise your kids as good as you could, but there are these inherent risks when the kid is a kid who likes to do stuff that you don't know about. Just like having a knife in your bag, though they haven't hurt anybody, they would have stopped me and found that in the bag. It would have been a big deal on my part. That's number one. Number two, also, I think I went to a party with a friend of mine, being black. I think we were like around 16, 17 at that time. Coming back, and the police stopped us. Undercover cops actually searched us and all that. And you don't get that in Ghana. So let's say, I was smoking weed or whatever back in the days before weed was legalized. That's not what I do, but let's say that's the case, right? And they found the weed on you, you in trouble, and you get booked. Just like that, right? So the system is set up against a black person. You have to be perfect, right? You have to be perfect. And then you have to let your kids know if the police stop you, behave this way and that way. All of that could easily be avoided if you come to Africa, really. So that was my thinking process with regards to my move here. I definitely thought about that, and I felt like my kids will have a better lifestyle here, with social skills, first of all, because they will get to hang out. Ghanaian kids are genuinely innocent and not a lot of bad influence, right? Whereas in the States, especially where I grew up, like gang banging, risk, and all that other stuff. So my father was to me, I completely understand my father. He locked me inside the room most of the time, and so I didn't get influenced. Also, the school system, right? I have nothing against gay people, as a matter of fact. I even have gay friends, but the school system in the West try to push that on kids at an early age. When their brains are not fully developed, they try to teach them about, it's okay to be gay and transsexual and all this stuff that's unnecessary for a kid. Africa does not deal with that bullshit, right? So I have nothing against, LGBTQ. I don't really care, but just don't want my kids to be learning about that in school. It's just unnecessary. And there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? So raising your kids in Ghana, also, Africa in general, but in Ghana in this case, every person in power for the most part is a black person. The president is black. When you drive around, the advertisements that you see on the street, everybody's black, and it boosts self-confidence in you, right? That's what separated me when I got to America, really. When people were racist or something like that, I don't know why, but it never bothered me. I have self-confidence. I know what I'm made out of. I don't know if it's because I grew up here. I don't know. But I want my kids to have the same thing. I grew up thinking that, okay, if you think that way, that you think you're better than me, then good for you. I never let it bother me at all. I think my kids being around that, where your president is black, where, people in superior positions are black. The business people who are making a lot of money are black. All that kind of, you grow up thinking it's possible, like you're meant to do something like this. But when you grow up in an environment where every person in power does not look like you, right? Your teacher does not look like you. Your president does not look like you. the police officer harassing does not look like you, it kind of leaves a mark on your brain or the way of thinking. Growing up, it can shape you. So all that could be avoided. All of that could be avoided. And I want my kids to know how to speak tree. I want them to have that, the respect. That's you can't find in the West anymore. Kids nowadays in the West is just crazy, right? In Ghana, somebody else will check you, right? Even I don't even have to check you. Every parent in Ghana is a parent to every kid for the most part. They will check you, they'll put you in check. So kids generally grow up very respectful in Ghana, love their culture, have a lot of self-confidence because the people they see in power look just like them. Also, and you get a lot of help, right? So you have family members around, whereas in the West, everybody's busy trying to pay their bills. Yeah, you get a lot of helps, right? Family members, around, and the kids just get a lot of attention from family members, generally love. Whereas in the States, you put that kid in daycare or something like that, and you both go to work, and the kid is in daycare, then school, and somebody else raises your kid basically, and just don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? I want my kids to have a better upbringing. This concludes the reason why I want to raise my kids in Ghana. And if you've not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like this video as it helps with the algorithm. Comment. Let me know what you think. Until next time, my friends. The legendary. Peace.